What are the best foods to eat on a ketogenic diet? Today we're going to be talking about the top 20. Just because a food is high in fat and low in carbohydrates does not necessarily mean it's good for keto. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kait. I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. I post videos twice a week here on YouTube talking all things insulin resistance, weight loss, sleep, and more. So if you're ready to take control of your metabolic health, make sure to click that subscribe button. And you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram, where I share new posts every single day. Now, if you're new to the keto diet, it can feel overwhelming. You might feel like you have to give up a lot of your favorite foods. But I promise you, it's not as difficult and not as restrictive as it might seem. Once you get over that initial learning curve of figuring out what foods you can eat, it becomes really easy to stick to. And this is partially because the foods you eat on keto are so satiating. Feelings of intense hunger are often unheard of. And this is because restricting carbohydrates in the diet changes the way your body burns energy. Instead of using mainly carbohydrates for energy, which are a quick energy source, but our bodies can only store a limited amount, our bodies burn fat for energy instead. Even someone who is very lean has over 100,000 calories worth of energy stored in fat that they're carrying around. Now, this metabolic state where you're burning mainly fat for energy is known as ketosis. And yes, low-carb diets are great for weight loss, but the benefits don't end there. They increase your mental focus, they decrease inflammation, and they can also help with regulating blood sugar and insulin. And these are benefits that can help a lot of people. But with that, let's get into the top 20 foods you can eat on a ketogenic diet. Number 20, chicken thigh. Now we're starting off the list today with chicken thigh. And thigh specifically because when you're eating keto, you really need to make sure you're eating enough fat and not just lean protein on its own. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm sure you will have heard me talk about how important protein is, how it is the most important macronutrient. Most people are under-consuming protein, and this leads to side effects including muscle loss, which is extremely concerning, especially as we age. And a lot of people who eat keto, they tend to fear eating too much protein because they think that it will automatically be turned to glucose if they eat too much. Well, this is and isn't the case. The body will only turn excess protein that you consume into glucose and cause a blood sugar rise if, number one, you are very insulin resistant, and number two, you're not eating that protein with enough fat. Someone metabolically healthy can eat lean protein and not have any issue with it raising their blood sugar. But someone with type 2 diabetes, if they eat the exact same thing, so a lean source of protein with not enough fat, this can cause that person's blood sugar to rise. And this is because the second person's body is not used to burning fat for energy. It's reliant on carbs. So when it doesn't get them, instead of using body fat for energy, it turns some of the excess protein to glucose. But if you eat enough fat with that protein, this doesn't happen. You won't have the blood sugar issue. Anyways, all of that is to say that eating fatty meat is better than eating lean meat. And when it comes to chicken, thigh with the skin on is one of the best options. Number 19, coconut milk. Coconut milk, both tinned and in a carton, is great for keto. The tinned ones will be thicker and higher in fat. You can use these in cooking or even add a spoonful to a smoothie or coffee. Again, fat is important on keto. The carton version is good if you're looking for a milk alternative, because when it comes to almond milk and other nut milks, most of these have added vegetable oil, which is extremely inflammatory and can lessen the benefits of keto. Not to mention, a lot have added sugar, which again, obviously not great for keto. But coconut milk has a lot of fat that occurs naturally, so usually it doesn't have these added oils and sugars. On top of that, one of the main types of fat that's found in coconuts, known as MCTs, can actually boost ketosis. It can boost fat burning, and it is fantastic for keto. Number 18, macadamia nuts. These are my favorite nuts to recommend for keto. Number 1, they are the best tasting, in my opinion. But number 2, the type of fat they contain is a bit better than other types of nuts. So almonds, for example, are pretty high in polyunsaturated fat, which itself isn't bad, but in high quantities, it can cause inflammation, which is why some people who use a lot of almond flour on keto sometimes don't get the best results. But macadamia nuts are higher in monounsaturated fat, which is less inflammatory. Not saying that almonds are bad, they're not. But out of all the nuts, macadamias are the best option. Number 17, cauliflower. This one I feel like is self-explanatory. If you've seen any keto shopping list or a lot of keto recipes, cauliflower is almost always included. It's low in carbs and super versatile. You can make cauliflower rice, mashed cauliflower, or of course stir fry it or roast it. Number 16, berries. A great option for keto because they are lower in sugar and carbs than other types of fruit. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, all are good options for keto. Number 14, Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt because it's high in fat and protein and usually pretty low in carbohydrates. Other yogurts tend to be lower in protein, which doesn't make them bad, but once again, fat and protein are very important on keto. So if you have the option, a plain Greek yogurt is going to be my top recommendation. Next in line would be any plain yogurt, but avoid ones that are flavored because these usually have a ton of added sugar. Number 13, zucchinis. Another great low carb vegetable. Again, super versatile, low in carbs. Some people like to make noodles out of them, which I honestly really enjoy as a replacement to spaghetti. I think they taste absolutely great when they've been sauteed with a little bit of olive oil. So good. Number 12, oysters. Now I wanted to throw oysters in here because they are super, super nutritious. They do contain a few carbs per oyster, which is a lot higher than most other seafood, which has no carbs or next to no carbs. But I think for the extra nutritional value, including the extremely high amount of zinc in them, it's worth the trade-off. Number 11, olives. Now, olives are actually a fruit, which surprises a lot of people. They are great for keto because they are a fatty fruit that is also low in carbs. And they're a great addition to almost any meal at any time of day. You can have them with breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or you can have them just on their own. They are so good for keto. Number 10, olive oil. And continuing that thought, olive oil is also great for keto. Now, we spoke about monounsaturated fat earlier when we were talking about macadamia nuts, and olive oil is mainly comprised of monounsaturated fat. Now, I will say that it is best to be used at room temperature, so putting it on a salad or on cooked meat, or if you're cooking something at a low temperature, such as eggs. If you heat it too much, it's going to oxidize, and consuming oxidized oils is extremely inflammatory. I won't talk too much about this today. I have a whole video on why consuming oxidized oils is bad and how to avoid them, which I'm gonna link up above. So check that out if you wanna know a little bit more. Number 9, grass-fed butter. Grass-fed butter is great for keto. We spoke about MCTs before when we were talking about coconut milk, and butter and dairy products actually contain some MCTs as well, although not as much as coconut. Coconut really is king when it comes to MCTs. Grass-fed butter is great for low temperature cooking or adding to any vegetables or cooked meat after it's been cooked. But it does also have another really great use, which comes as a surprise to some people. It's really good if you put it in your coffee. If you've ever put butter in your coffee, let me know in the comment section down below. Number 8 is broccoli. This is another low carb vegetable that's super versatile. If you're looking for a way to bulk up your meals, then broccoli is a great option. Number 7, cheese. Cheese is another great keto food. Most types of cheese are very low in carbs and higher in protein and fat, With a few exceptions, some softer cheeses are a bit higher in carbs, so those might not be the best option if you're consuming a lot of them, but in general, cheese is great. Cheese also contains some nutrients like calcium, vitamin K2, and D3, which can be really hard to get from other types of food. Calcium, especially if you don't eat dairy, but it is really, really important. Even more so when we're on low-carb ketogenic diets, it's important to get enough electrolytes because we lose more of them when we're in ketosis. And calcium, of course, is an electrolyte. And while we're on this topic, I just really want to highlight the importance of electrolytes. A lot of the symptoms of the keto flu are actually caused by an electrolyte imbalance. So it's a pretty easy fix. If you can get more electrolytes in, then most people won't experience most of the symptoms of the keto flu. I always recommend supplementing electrolytes, especially when you're first starting a keto diet. Sodi is one brand which I personally use and absolutely love. Their everyday hydration salts are formulated specifically for low-carb diets, and they contain no sugar or artificial ingredients. You can buy them in the tub or in individual packets. Trust me, if you are experiencing low energy and fatigue and headaches when you're first starting keto, or even if you've been doing it for a while, supplement electrolytes. This could very likely be the problem, and adding them in, it can make such a difference. I will put the link to check out Sodi in the description box down below, along with the promo code to save 15%. Number 6 is ghee. So ghee is butter that has had all of the protein removed. It has a lot of the same benefits of butter, but also a higher smoke point. So if you're doing any high temperature cooking, ghee is a great option. Number 5, mushrooms. Again, these are super versatile, but they're also very high in potassium, which, like calcium, is an electrolyte that is important to get on a keto diet. Number 4, avocados. So on the note of potassium, avocados are another really great source. Usually bananas get praised for being high in potassium, but avocados actually have more gram for gram. Like olives, avocados are a fatty fruit. They are low in carbs, high in fat, and great for keto. Number 3, wild-caught salmon. Salmon is a type of fish that is higher in fat than a lot of other fish. And it is particularly great because it's high in omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory. And again, it also has a lot of potassium. Number 2, red meat. Now, red meat gets a bad rep, but unfairly so. It is super nutritious and so good to have on keto. Consuming it does not increase your cholesterol. It does not increase your risk of heart disease. The studies that have made this connection and made this claim are very weak. And more we are seeing mainstream thinking shifting. Red meat is actually very, very healthy. And women especially should be eating more of it because a lot of us are low in iron. Number 1 is eggs. Eggs are the top food on my list. They have the perfect ratio of protein and fat. They are rich in fat-soluble vitamins, and they are extremely versatile. Just an all-around great food that could be included in any meal. And those are the 20 best foods you can eat on a ketogenic diet. Let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite keto food is. Was it on this list or did I miss something? Let me know down below. I love chatting with you guys in the comment section. And I'm also gonna put the link to check out Sodi's everyday hydration salts in the description box down below. If you did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video on how to get into ketosis in 12 hours. 3 simple steps. You can check that out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find that here. And if you want to check out my coaching programs, including my 7-day insulin resistance masterclass and also my 7-day keto crash course, you can find those here. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.